Hubert Lee, the webinar has started.
The webinar has started. Prepare for brilliance.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I hope you're talking about yourself and not me, bro. That's
No,
all I
no,
can.
no, no. Listen, we always have a go-to brilliant mastermind member, and that's ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
It keeps
That's
getting
good.
smarter, smarter, and smarter.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna give us a report as to what the new smart thing is that was happening here?
Well, I heard a rumor that they had to roll back the latest update because of something they weren't comfortable with because it was too smart or something like that. But I don't know the details yet. Maybe some other people here have heard. And I see
What do you
our
mean it's too smart?
cadre
Hold
of experts here. Maybe Mike Paul has heard. I don't know. But anyway, ChatGPT is just improving and improving, and sooner or later, this thing's gonna get too smart, originally.
What do you mean they held it back? I mean, give us some more color on that because
Well,
I'm not smart enough.
let me go and do some research and find out. I don't wanna speak out of turn. But I did hear that they pulled it back. So anyway,
They
matter of
pulled
fact,
back the latest update, or
yes, yes, or they were
Mike
about to
says,
release it and they didn't, or they repackaged the update, and released a smaller subset of it or something like that.
yeah, I did see a couple of things come in from mastermind members from Flight Club saying, "Oh, now ask GPT what about yourself and find out what happens." And then it's a little like, "What?"
Oh, really?
Mike says it knows all about you and can tell you what it knows. Uh-huh.
There you go.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay,
I think
so
I'm
let's
going in.
just say quick hellos to everybody. Hey, Bob, Bridget, Kurt, setting the world distance record again. David,
All the Depot's here.
Polish
Awesome.
today. Jim, Mary, Mike. Howdy, howdy to all.
Bridget is in the house. We love that. So I just want to go on ChatGPT and say, tell me about Hubert Lee and see what happens. That could be pretty interesting. I don't know, man. It's a little wackadoodle, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
the question I would like to know is, does it know about people who just don't go on the internet like at all? Like, for example, my mom doesn't have a social media account anywhere. The only thing she goes on the internet for is to look at the news or whatever. She doesn't use the tools at all. Would they know something about her?
Only if other people are talking about her on the internet.
Well, that's not particularly likely either. So, I mean,
There you
I
go.
don't know.
So,
Wow, man.
but pe people usually pay for that kind of obscurity. So,
Interesting. Got a note here. If we talked about her with name on your chat GPT, then it'll know. Well, that'd be interesting. Bridget Callahan says, which Hubert Lee? Uh-huh. That would be interesting to find out about.
there's there's a Hubert Lee that's a car designer for Mercedes. He does good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so here's an interesting thing. Our very own Hubert Lee had the opportunity for the first time ever last weekend to do what, Hubie?
Oh yeah. I did what did you call it? Clay pigeon shooting with a shotgun?
Yes, play pigeon
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeah. And I hit a couple.
Dude, you did great. First time, first couple of shots, 0-0-0. But right on that last round, man, 2 out of 3, baby. And they were
That's
flying
right.
hard. They were
Because I
like,
got warmed up. All right, here's an update from Mike. He says, do this prompt, everyone, in a paid ChatGPT account. Quote, do a quick analysis of me and tell me how you analyze that based on my language and chats. Just give me a two-paragraph answer.
all right, I think that sounds like a worthy experience, worth trying. And now what I want to know is who here on the mastermind is moderately intimidated by the concept in and of itself. Like, who's like, I'm not doing that, man. What do they know about
I'm
me?
not doing it. I'm not doing it because I don't want to find out.
Oh, so
All right,
interesting.
so anyway, we promised multiple hot seats. Whoever wants a hot seat, we have open hot seats. So anybody, please share what you're up to. Ridgely is going to work on show us something as well, but also just opening it to hot seats, particularly if you guys, haven't been on hot seats before, or if you've had a hot seat but it's been a while. Just come on, You don't have to review anything. You can just tell us what you're up to, and we'll help spur you into new action.
Okay, um, so just for fun, I ain't scared of nothing.
Okay, go
So
ahead, do it.
here we go. I did it. I was going to make sure it doesn't say something super weird. I did not even enter my name, by the way. I just went do quick and just put right the chat that Mike gave us. Based on your language and chat history, you're highly strategic, detail-oriented professional with a deep command of copywriting, marketing psychology, and audience engagement. You've consistently prioritized clarity, emotional resonance, and performance in your messaging, especially in direct response and high conversion copy. This is pretty interesting. I'm reading it for the first time with you guys. You understand nuance and tone exceptionally well, often requesting iterations that refine emotional depth, structure, and persuasion. You regularly emphasize audience-centric communication, you language, FOMO, fear of missing out, and trust-building elements like limbic messaging. This is ridiculous, okay? Your inquiries also span business strategy, creative content, and emotional storytelling, indicating a sharp mind that merges analytical thinking with creative execution. What? This analysis is drawn from your frequent use of structured prompts, marketing terminology, and multi-step refinement processes. You request revisions with surgical precision, showing not just an eye for a detail, but also a high standard for quality. You shift tones expertly from irreverent humor in rap scripts to warm professionalism in dental copy, revealing a deep understanding of different audience psychographics. You also tend to blend emotional intelligence with performance metrics, suggesting that you're not just a writer, but a high-level strategist who measures outcomes and optimizes constantly. That's pretty
Wow.
ridiculous, Hubert
Wait,
Lee.
you know what this feels like to me? It feels like the modern day horoscope.
Yeah, right. Uh, they says, would you like a deeper psychological read? I go, yes, please. Psychologically, your communication style reflects high openness, conscientiousness, and strategic empathy. You show deep curiosity about how people think, decide, and behave. You're not just results driven, you're connection driven. This is very interesting. You demonstrate strong internal standards, possibly perfectionistic at times, paired with the willingness to iterate, adapt, and challenge assumptions. Wow, this is really, I mean,
Oh,
to me, it's pretty amazing that the tool would come up with that without my even putting my name in there, just based on what it knows. Pretty crazy, man. FOMO, eucentric language, limbic
yes.
messaging,
Pretty.
switching tones, multi-step stuff. I don't know, people. I'd be using that prompt from Mike Paul. See what you get. And now, all the
Yep,
people who
that's a
have
good
not,
one.
hey, Hugh, now let me ask you a question. This is a completely speculative question.
Hmm.
If you have not spoken nicely to AI, like please, thank you, great, terrific, I appreciate it, how do you think that's going to impact the answer to Mike's prompt?
It's gonna remember like an elephant. All right.
Insane.
Exactly. All right. So Bridget is stepping up, volunteering with a ask for help. She is working on new website design for Babylon Arts. Oh, that should
Oh
be
yeah,
exciting.
for sure.
It's not live yet, but would love feedback.
We will do that. Awesome. Should we do that first?
Up to you.
Says, I love these comments. AI has no feeling or emotion except what you feed it. So our analysis will be just the same, I guess. And I'm thinking the same thing, Falashne. I really do think that's exactly right. But I don't know. I try to be polite just because, right? I believe in being polite, number one. Plus, I don't want to take any chances. I can get enough people mad at me without being impolite. Okay, so all right, let's do this thing. And then I want to do a very specific exercise in creating copy. Um, he says, I'm not taking chances either, right? Um, to again remind us of what's possible and how much knowledge our AI stuff has. Pretty pleased, Timmy Tan says. Okay. All right, Bridget, what do you got for us? Come on now. I know it's got to be
Oh,
good.
wait a second. Tim is here too, so with it's still the long distance race is still on between Singapore and South Africa originally between Kurt and Tim. We still don't know who's further away. We never did the analysis.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Well,
so Tim, we started the call saying that Kurt was the furthest away, but then you popped in, so it's still up in the air. Welcome, everybody.
all right. So what you got, Bridget? Come on now.
All right, I'm sharing my screen. Cover your
Hey,
eyes.
Bridget. No, 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 no. You always do beautiful work.
So this is the website. We've got quite a few pages, but there's still some stuff we need to flesh out and add. A lot of the portfolio pieces aren't in yet. That's trying to dig through all our archives and stuff. But we're featuring three different things, basically graphic design, general graphic design, website design, and graphic design and branding, website design, and also the presentation slide design. So
I got a very quick um, thought on both of these limbic messages. Um, The first one is because of the way eyes travel. I believe that both of them need a qualifying word that would create a limbic message that stands on its own. And we believe in something designs, and you deserve a something partner. So that limbic message is in that font, in that all caps, would be um, would stand by itself. So something like, and I'm just spitballing here. We believe in gorgeous designs.
mm.
We believe in um, magnificent designs. We believe something we so that that stands by itself. So we believe in gorgeous designs that convert, connect, and create lasting impressions. Right?
I
You
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, and then below, you deserve a trusted partner who truly understands your vision and brings it to life. Something so that both those limbic statements stand by themselves as a standalone. So somebody who's on their phone, if they're scrolling or whatever, the first thing they see is the message intact.
Hmm.
Then they see the sub. You with me?
Yep. No, it makes a lot of sense.
So wait, can I
Oh,
give my 2 cents?
of course.
Okay. So um I
And that's
agree
only
with
my
Ridgely.
first part of my 2 cents, by the way.
What's that?
That was only the first part of my 2 cents.
Oh, okay, yes. So I want to give my first part, my 2 cents on this panel before moving on. So I agree with what Ridgely said. You need kind of like a big concept word that's like emotional before the word design and partner. And I think you should consider making it making designs singular. Because it's we believe in design that connect, convert, and creates less or whatever. Because it's like I think it's more. You know how like graphic design is singular?
Yep.
So I think the concept is singular, not plural.
I
It results in
agree.
designs, but what you
Now that you
believe
pointed out.
in would be a
Yeah.
specific, like an approach to design,
Hmm.
right? Okay. And now I see what you're doing here with the connective part, with the higher highlight and stuff like that, but it's a little gimmicky and when pulled off well, it's pretty clever. But to try to do it twice right behind each other, I think is kind of too much or unnecessary.
I'm not sure I understand what you're
The
saying.
part about like that your we believe statement is a longer sentence and you're just highlighting the first part of it to pop the first part. Like you deserve a partner who truly understands your vision and brings it to life. You're highlighting you deserve a partner.
Oh, so they shouldn't be separated?
I think you're trying to be too clever. I think you should only do it once if you're gonna do it, right? Like on the first one and not the second one. But originally, when you try to play that game, it makes the whole sentence too clunky and non-limbic because you're trying to be clever.
I don't know, man. That's kind of interesting you're saying that because I have mixed feelings about that. I think if it said we believe in in gorgeous design that connects, converts, and creates lasting impressions, and you deserve a trusted partner who truly understands your vision, maybe and brings it to life is a little too long. um, uh, who brings your vision to life. You deserve a trusted partner who brings your vision to life. Maybe a little shorter, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I understand where you're going, but imagine the alternative. Imagine that the top one is in the first line, we believe in design. So it's now going to say we believe, let's say we're going to say, let's just choose one. Imagine it says we believe in gorgeous design, and there is no second line, and it's much bigger, right? So you hit them hard with a short limbic statement, and then you follow up with the longer one underneath it. I'm just saying that it's for impact, it's a little hard, especially that line that connect, convert, and create lasting impressions is relatively small and hard to read. And it's italicized with a thin font, so it's a little vibraty and hard to read. It's trying too hard, I think.
So you're
What do
saying
you,
take it out altogether, or um, you're moving on to the next limbic message down below?
I'm saying take out that second one entirely.
Okay,
Let's move on. I'll throw it up on my Photoshop and I'll show you what I mean, but you guys move on to the next point.
okay.
well, what I like the fact that there's that motion in the top and the cool handshake below. I think that's cool. I like it. The handshake is an instant connection thing, but the motion is subtle and slow, but it's interesting. So I think that's really well done. And I also love, which of course is Bridget's signature stuff. I love the plenty of space, the just not that many words. I just love that. It makes and I'd love anybody to comment on that in the chat. It makes it that you breathe a sigh of relief, a breath of fresh air. There's not too much stuff coming at you. And I really do like that a lot.
Well, and it's like when you go into a museum, an art show, and you see art on the wall. There's not a lot of other distraction other than the art, and there's
That's
like
right.
space between, and the spaces. I want to go sit down and just meditate on this or whatever. There's this kind of like free form of how you want to relate to it.
100%. And I really like that a lot. And I think you do an outstanding job with that. So now let me add this. On that first paragraph down below, at Babylon Arts, we're here to help you communicate your message with impact. How about at Babylon Arts, communicating your message with impact, clarity, and confidence is what we stand for. In other words, the we're here to help you is a little weak as opposed to putting the client first.
Mm. Yeah.
That kind of thing. So whether you're preparing for high stakes, our expert designer told me the second part's fine. Okay,
Okay.
let's see some more.
Cool.
Show us.
Now, one more thing before moving on. Where does that yellow button go?
It's book a call with me.
So I think there's an action button too early in the sequence. I mean, literally, they've read 2 lines, and then you're asking them to book a call. I think the top panel should encourage consumption of the second panel and the third panel, and I think you get them scrolling rather than leaving in the first panel.
Okay.
If
Okay.
anything, if anything, the gimmick might be if you can create a great video here, you know,
Oh, where I'm
it-
talking?
no, lower, like where the hands are shaking, and you say, let's create magic, and it just scrolls down to the next panel. It gives a little motion, and then it emphasizes the video if they press the button.
And what would the video be about?
Um, why Babylon Arts is so awesome.
Okay. I'm too close to it. That's what I'm asking. I know I sound like an idiot. I could do this for other people,
No,
but when you do it for
I mean,
yourself.
I no. I know you can pitch well on video, so you should have like a, 2-minute pitch video that you get them to watch sooner rather than later.
Okay.
And even if it's just, hi, this is Bridget Callahan of Babylon Arts. I believe in blah, 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 blah. The power of whatever is really magical. Take a look at the examples in my site. and I'll talk to you later or whatever. Just even, a minute of like meet and greet.
So you would want me to replace this image with the video or put the video down lower? Or do I
No,
put it up here?
or you can put it up there. We
Okay.
haven't worked it all out yet, but I just want to open your mind to the use of a video.
Yes. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. Do you imagine having a presentation that doesn't just inform, but inspires action, or imagine having a presentation that both informs and inspires action?
I like that better. It's more positive.
Yeah. So again, write it down, or you can get the transcript. A
Right.
presentation that informs and inspires action, and the "and" can even be AND all caps,
Okay.
right? So
Uh-huh. I wonder if you say show towards your success right here.
uh,
Well, also semicolons always, to me, are always problematic.
um, not just is interesting, but what about your more than? See, I'm always looking for the abundance words as opposed to the block words. Like, but is something that you sit on, not is something that ties me up, right? So I'm looking for the more words that with Babylon Us, you're more than just another client. You're a partner.
I, I, I I think the intent is actually the wrong way. It's not you centric. You're telling, I understand where you're trying to go, but it might be more immediate to just assure them that that you're not just looking for another vendor, you're looking for a true partner or something like that. It's like suddenly we're flipped and saying that here you're not just another client. Well, ma'am, I didn't say I was wanted to be just another client.
Mm.
I think we can work on that line, combine that, and make it much more powerful.
Okay. All right. And then this is testimonials.
Well, I tell you what, I love this color. It just pops like
It does,
crazy.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
This orange and the blue just pops, man. Um,
We skipped the talking about the logo thing, the logo crawl. That is so powerful that I think it needs to be further up the page. I think if there's an Olympic headline, Olympic message, a video from Bridget, and then that crawl with these names on it, that should be like the top panels.
Okay. All
um,
right.
And what about, and down below, as you scroll down, as we're just, by the way, for everybody that's watching this, if this is a little bit intimidating, we know Bridget really well, and we know she wants us to say what we're saying. So for
Yes.
anybody going, oh my God, I've never showed, I'm never bringing a website to these guys. There's no
That's a good,
way, right?
that's a good
Um,
point.
uh, I love because your goals are important, we're committed to helping you reach them. Then we know that it's like, who cares about you? No, it's about them. Because your goals are important, we're committing to helping you reach them. Becomes directly about them right away.
So because your goals are important is what it should say.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, got it. Now, why is problematic, semicolons are problematic?
It because so, and maybe this is just me, and I'll let Ridgely weigh in as a writer. I believe in um, as straightforward of a sentence structure as possible. If you ever like actually sit down and read Hemingway, the man does not write in multiple phrasing things connected with semicolons and everything else. It's just like super simple sentence structure. You're asking the mind here to combine two thoughts. By definition, Ridgely, isn't a semicolon like a connector between two thoughts that are kind of similar, but don't deserve it to be in one single sentence, which by definition makes the neocortex fire like crazy.
Yeah, it might be above my pay grade, but okay, it sounds right.
All right, want
Uh,
to see another page?
Yes.
yes,
All right, which one should we go to? So Babylon is basically our blog. Let's Babylon.
that's cute.
I
And
love it.
it came from when I named my company Babylon. It's like, what is marketing but a bunch of babble? So it's a play on effectiveness.
But
But
by the way, so let me just share one thing. I always teach my clients to not worry about the home page until you do the rest of the site, because then the home page comes easier. Okay.
mm,
Like, because this page here is a sub page, you were freer on this page here. And believe it or not, Bridget, the visual impact visually on this page right here is actually higher than on the home page. Like, this is a more impactful, more limbic page than the home page.
Because of the women that are behind it.
Yes, and also the the just the, like
the
it
same.
has it's not working as hard. Look at the top panel, the hero graphic is proportioned properly as opposed to on the home page where the first slice and the second slice are sharing much more of the same value of the real estate.
I'm gonna
So
snap back here for a second. So like this is not as big as the other one, like height wise?
uh,
Or is it more colorful that it draws your eye? Because this color is brighter than this, so it kind of
yeah,
might be a difference
right.
there.
So the eye is being pulled down too much
Yeah,
before the
I see
top
that
one loads.
now. Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like unbalanced. Whereas this one, because it's static and it's lighter, this one just works better with the home page than the homepage one.
Okay. Good feedback. I mean, this is what I need for sure.
If you go to your About Us page, that one pops even more, right? So that one is like the color value is so much higher on the top panel than the lower panel that it
Hmm.
forces your eye to consume the message. And
Yeah.
because there's that woman there, you're like, wow, what is going on? Right? So your inner pages are being splashier than your homepage.
Okay. So you jumped ahead here.
Oh, I'm just cheating, sorry.
It's okay. And this is more monotone. So, I mean, in some cases, should we stay with the monotone or should they all have
Yes.
that striking color?
I like the so far I love your sub pages much better than your home page is what's going on. But
Okay.
that's not an issue. What I love is I love how this is blue monochrome like this. And if you go to the About Us page, it's, very orange monochrome. I think that's a
Yeah.
cool gimmick. I think that's a cool thing that if like your different sections had these different, you know, monotones that then you work up and put into the homepage later.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think that here you deserve a trusted partner who understands your goals. That works really well. That stands alone, the first part, and that,
Yeah.
um, eh,
Where were
eh,
we about?
yeah,
Okay.
right. You deserve a trusted partner who understands your vision and goals, right? To try to create, if we're going to go with that construction, that those big bold have got to stand by themselves.
Yeah. Can I cheat? Can I cheat and bounce ahead again, Bridget?
Of course.
Your best page, you actually put last. Click on contact.
Are you serious?
Yes. Now, originally, the homepage is more like this.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, see? So her last page is actually her best page.
And I even like the word fully confident. You deserve to feel fully confident. So I want to feel confident.
to feel fully confident. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just fold in some feedback from the chat. So Bill had said, isn't the type too small? That was when we were talking about some of the earlier stuff.
The small text.
And
Yeah.
Paula Chalet says, this feels more like the homepage. Yes, also the call to action. She also, let's see what else was here. Oh, the color on the About Us page is wow. So yeah, the About Us page was like super high impact.
Yeah. I mean, I like that better as like a brand presence than the contact us. I mean, it's just a simple
Yes.
picture.
Right. But I would suggest making the About Us page design the homepage. And it doesn't
Okay.
necessarily have to be that woman, but it's something as impactful. The video on the homepage, the whole thing of it is just a little too muddy. You can't quite tell what's going on. It's just
Right.
like murky
This is
shadows
like
going
in
on
your
back
face,
there.
impactful. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're saying for any of these pages, we don't have a button in the first at the top?
Unless the button just scrolls the second panel into view, full
Okay.
view. You know what I mean? And that's pretty straightforward to do. It's just a anchor link to the black panel, and when you click the yellow button, start your design journey, it just slowly scrolls up the black panel to the top.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Okay. Is there anything else? We got graphic design.
It's so funny how the different values of the colors and the graphics make the page either look unified or disjointed.
Yeah, there's something weird going with this band here. I'm not sure what's going on there unless that's part of the image.
It looks like it's part of the image, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just happenstance the way it like chops off.
Yeah.
It's too like 50-50 kind of a thing. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what's okay. So, but again, we are being a little tough on you. So
Well, I
I mean,
expect it.
this
I
is
mean, I want you to be that. And I wholeheartedly 100% take every feedback that you're giving me. And I have a choice to take it or leave it.
there you
And
go.
I'd say probably 100% I'm taking it. So
You didn't show us the portfolio page, so go click on the portfolio page, the samples of our work.
yes, like I said, I don't have any samples
Yeah.
yet. These are
No,
just
no, no.
from,
I'm just at the top. It's a
oh, got it.
nice. I'm just saying that like human faces elicit a lot of emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's
that
good.
resonates well.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, and everybody also just want to take everybody off the hook here. Most people cannot put together pictures that look this great, okay? This is like way out of the league of the normal humans. So please don't put a bunch of pressure on yourself because you look what Bridget does, but this is what she does for a living and she's really good at it, okay? So I just don't want anybody else to be like, oh man, my website's terrible compared to Bridget. Well, you know, you might consider getting Bridget to help you, just saying.
I'll be glad to help you.
All right.
And then
Awesome.
last bit of advice for Bridget that I have is that I sense that your design approach is a little different from um how you're doing your slide design, right? You have a clarity of thought when you're doing slide design that's
Hmm.
more economical and more visually impactful and white spacey, and you're letting the fact that it's now coming to a web page, you're letting some of that go. You're doing some things that you would never do on a slide on a web page, and it's because I don't know, maybe it's the theme or something like that. But I
Can you
think
give me an example, like a couple examples or?
yeah, like Bill was just saying is I forget which page he was talking about, but he said, isn't it a little text heavy?
Okay.
So you're using text a lot more than you would on slides, for example.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm controlling the picture count. They get to scroll and see what they want to
True,
see.
but here, let me show you guys something. Richly, can I show them I'm not going to mention the client's name, but can I show them server 130 that relates to this?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so guys, we just had a reveal with the client yesterday on this thing, and they're I'm going to share my screen now, but okay, so actually I'm going to set it up so that it's a bit more of a reveal. Okay, so let me share my screen. They told us to make it like woman centric. Okay, and so I'm like, huh, how am I going to do that? All right, so we came up with this. So server 130. Okay, here we go here. All right, so if I click on that, okay. So for SEO, which is our main focus when we do dental websites, it's tricky to balance having lots of text, which Google loves, and making it not overwhelming in terms of the number of words for humans. Okay. So I purposely went for lots of white space with like lots of white space between sections of text to make it appear less heavy. Okay. So I'm sprinkling between visual elements and headlines in a big thin font to give the sense that it's not very heavy. Okay. And so like, and within the first two panels, I want to show them a video. So Bridget, like a video would be like this prominent, right? It would be like further up that, okay, you landed at the right place, you saw a couple of headlines, and now you watch a video. Okay. And then, we have graphics like this, and I'm dispersing the text between like slides. So when you do a slide, you have much more white space available. So you might want to consider these slider parts to kind of spread your message across several slides so that it doesn't appear as text heavy. Okay.
Okay.
And then so again, it's like, as you see from my scroller, my homepage is ridiculously long. And that's because I have a lot to say, but I'm trying to spread it between lots of white space and lots of video so that as you scroll, it doesn't appear graphics heavy. Okay.
Mm.
Now watch this. If we go to like a ridiculously like text heavy section, I use this trick. Look at this.
Oh,
Like I'm actually collapsing sections of text that are text heavy because I want this amount of text, a headline, pictures, lots of white space, a button, headline, right? And like, look at this. This doesn't visually look very heavy, but there's tons of content here for Google to chew on. And the person that really wants to learn about extractions, they're going to open this up and they're going to like look at all of this, right? I don't think there's anybody else in dentistry doing this kind of technique. I mean, I think this is an innovation, right?
And then
But see,
show them the accordion too, bro.
oh yes, now see all of this white space around here? I mean, this is more like, your slide design. So I would encourage you to kind of like get more white space on your pages, the white space that you're so famous for, right?
okay.
Now, and here I'm using like this section right here has a ton of text if it was open, but I'm using sections that only on demand,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, so that's another way to kind of do that. And then even here, expand to read more. Oh, this one's lame. It expanded one line. I have to catch that. Okay. And then there's like the repeating elements. But you see how even though there's lots of stuff, you can space it so that it looks more like a slide design as opposed to a web page. So I just
Okay,
wanted to
good
share that,
distinction. Yeah.
right? Because I mean, like you know what to do when it slides. I would urge you to consider making the pages twice as long and spreading the stuff out so that as they journey through the page, it has that white space around it.
Okay.
Oh, Mike Paul with a clever thing here. Extract text to read on extracting teeth. There is something funny about that.
We love that guy. He's awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bridget. We
Okay.
appreciate you.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, Bridget, before you go, what kind of cars do eggs drive? Oh my God, we lost her. Originally.
What kind of car
Tragic.
do eggs drive?
Yeah. What kind of, Bridget says I'm here for the in the chat. So Bridget and Bridget, what kind of this is her reward for sitting on the hot seat. What kind of cars do eggs drive?
Beaters.
Oh, that's kind of close. That's not bad. Excellent attempt. The right answer, though, is Volkswagens.
Fine. All right. Okay. So let's do this here. We have a client who
Yep.
is launching an event and they want to do some promotional emails for the event. So I saved this for us doing that here.
Okay.
Hubert, should we do it in the AI assistant or in OpenAI?
I think you should do it. I think you should, well, either way, are you going to write one of your super prompts?
Yeah.
Let's try. I don't think we ever tried using your prompting techniques inside our assistant. So let's give it a whirl.
All right. So again, give them a little bit of background on the event that we're talking about here. It's not a secret, so we're good with that.
Yes. So we have, okay, so actually,
Show the
since
page.
we're, what's that, Rich?
Show the page or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to, I'm going to share my screen again and show everybody this incredible website for another dentist. And let me pull it up first. Sorry that it's all dentists, but that's kind of been our niche. So, okay, so I'm going to
We do.
share. All right. So here is, this is a high-end dentist in Las Vegas. Okay, the concept is that he offers concierge cosmetic dentistry. Okay, so picking up on just 2 minutes, picking up on what we were telling Bridget, lots of white space, right? So there's this top, there's this next section. I'm thinking of these as slides, right? So beautiful results, top 1% expertise. These are the benefits. Total luxury, complete privacy, personalized care. I mean, we have gorgeous photography, so we're taking advantage of it, and we're using these, each of these slices. I think of it as a slide, and there's no one better than you, Bridget, to create incredible slides. So just think of a website that way, right? So anyway, Dr. Todd, he's built this $1 million facility where he has these teaching theaters set up so that in his room, actually, this is awesome here. Let me just show you. In this dental pod here, it's set up with cameras so that while he's working in here, it's being broadcast into his teaching theater here. Okay, and so he can go back and forth, he can give lessons. These are all dentists that would be watching the procedure, on screen while he teaches. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so again, don't be afraid of super long pages, right? And again, I use stuff like this with the expanding accordions to kind of hide the text. It's all in there. But right, and so it's all luscious white space is my mantra for today. So anyway, originally that's the setup. So tell the folks about this specific event that Dr. Todd is having.
Yeah, so he is having an event that is designed to bring in other dentists to teach them how to create a practice that is not insurance based. In other words, a fee-based practice. He calls the event Disrupt, and Disrupt is spelled in a unique way. And he wants to do an early bird offer to get people in. Now, it's important to understand the context here because whenever you're writing copy, you got to think about the context of what's going on. So before I write this prompt that I'm about to write, let me tell you about the context. These are all the people on his list are all people who have either attended one of his events or taken one of his courses. So these are people, this is not a cold list. This is not a partner mailing. This is mailing to his own list. So, Hubert, you have a lot of experience in doing events like this. When you're mailing to your own list, as in your own tribe, what do you want to do when it's an early bird offer?
You want to get them excited and you want them to take action early because you as a business person feel better right at launch to sell X number of seats. So you're willing to offer a discount, but you want to hit the value that you're getting a real discount and that you're going to see, all your fellow tribe members, very shortly. So those are the big things to hit.
And it has to be short.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want this is not a long form email. This is a short, punchy email saying, hey, get in now or else, with drop dead deadlines on there. And the sequence, let's say we're going to do a 4-part sequence here. The sequence should very much build to fear of missing out, scarcity, urgency by the end of the sequence. So as we do with all of our clients, we have built an assistant, copywriting assistant for Dr. Todd. And so I'm going to think outside the box. The good news is that the AI assistant already knows all about Dr. Todd. He knows his language. It knows its voice. So this is something that all of us should be doing for ourselves if we're writing copy for ourselves, or for your clients if you're doing something for your clients. So I'm going to instantly say, you are an expert copywriter and direct response marketer. You are charged with creating, and by the way, we know that AI is so smart. I don't have to explain what an early bird offer is anymore. Last year, this time last year, I would have wanted to put an explanation in there, right, Hubert?
Yes,
And
exactly.
early bird offer email sequence to Dr. Todd's event called, and look at the way this is spelled, Disrupt, that is happening on June 21st and 22 of 2025. The offer should be, let's, I'm going to change that. I hit the button too fast. So let's see what they come up with without my finishing the prompt. That was one of those, you hit the return as opposed to the apostrophe that was supposed to go after the word let's. So let's see what happens. Because we can iterate for as long as we want. In fact, this may be even a better teaching thing for everybody. It even gave me 4 emails. It must be because I do a lot of 4 email sequences. Here we go. Let's draft a comprehensive series of emails, friendly, persuasive. Introducing Disrupt on the early bird offer. Highlight the event's key features, unique benefits. Introduce Todd. Present with a clear call to action. 2, spotlight event speakers and topics. Share exciting details about speakers, whatever. 3, urgency reminder. 4, last call for early bird pricing. Okay. Now, I happen to know that Todd has a teaching called Legion. And so I'm going to make sure that's included. Make sure to include the concepts and teachings of Dr. Todd's Legion. Is it a mastermind or private group, Hubert?
I would call it a mastermind or,
Mastermind.
or an academy or
We want hard hitting emails that have an edge. We want them to be short and punchy, right? I'm still giving instructions as to what I want. Here's the
right.
difference between the old days and the new days. In the new days, as in now of AI, you don't have to do the writing, but you do have to do the instructing, right? I no longer write emails. I instruct as to what I'm looking for. I iterate, and then I polish emails after they get written. I want them to be short and punchy. The early bird offer will end on, let's take a look. We're going to launch this next week on the 6th. I say it's ending on the 15th. What do you think, Hubert? Or the
Yep.
weekend?
Yes.
On the 15th. We'll leave the early bird offer for 2 or 3 more days after that, just because that's smart. And on the 15th. So we need this to be tight. All right, see what we get. And again, we're teaching, we're iterating, we're giving instructions to the tool way better than doing it yourself. There's no need to do that anymore. Okay. Now it's giving me to craft an early bird sequence. I'll create this here. The direct, edgy, and drive urgency. Leverage the mastermind's teaching on success and transformation. Here's a proposed: unleash your potential at Disrupt. Meet the change makers. Industry titans shaping the future. TikTok time's running out. Last chance to transform. Now we're talking, right? Now, why wouldn't I let the tool do this for us? Let's proceed to draft the content for an email. Let's start with the first one. Now, this is important. As you're writing copy like this or using the tool, much better to do them one at a time so you can be offering continuous guidance. Remember, it only takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds for the first email to show up. So why wouldn't you want to iterate as you go through the process? All right, cool. Awesome. Here we go. Let's take a look. Unleash your potential at Disrupt. Unlock your future, disrupt early bird savings inside. I'm probably going to kill the word inside when I polish this a little bit later. Hey there. Are you ready to break boundaries and redefine your future? It's time to step into a world where your potential knows no limits. Join us at Disrupt, a transformative event designed for visionaries like you, led by the world. Here we go. I actually want this to come from Todd. He has the relationship with people, but I did not provide that instruction to the tool. So my bad, but this needs to change, right? Why attend, da 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 da. That's gonna say, please review. Is there anything you'd like me to do? Once you, yes. Yes. Please make the sequence come from Todd himself, as he has a personal relationship with the email recipients. Again, I'm just thinking and I'm saying and I'm clicking. Iterate, iterate, iterate. Just keep thinking, iterate. You'll see in 15 minutes, this will be done. Then I'll do a tiny polish in a Google Doc and bam, we're finished. Hubert will load the campaign up and it'll fly next Tuesday and we'll see how we do. All right, here we go. Unleash your potential, disrupt. Hey, Dr. Todd Snyder here. I got something exciting to share with you. That's a little vanilla. We'll change that. You ready to break boundaries and redefine your future? I want to invite you personally to Disrupt, an exclusive event where your potential meets opportunity. For 2 days, you'll immerse yourself in a world where visionaries gather. This isn't another conference. Why should you join me? Boom, boom, boom. Don't miss your chance. Whatever limbic message. I picture a future where innovation meets action, and you're part of that journey, etc. Very good, but I need the opening line of the email to be much punchier and results driving. Again, I'm just talking to the tool, guys. All I'm doing, I repeat this over and over because we use this every single day to do this kind of work, and you don't have to do the writing anymore. Let's see this. Here you go. Now we're talking. Unleash your potential, disrupt. Hi, Hubert. Ready to catapult your career into the stratosphere? Join me at Disrupt. Now that's what I'm talking about. I want that, where we'll tear down barriers and forge new paths to unprecedented success. For 2 days, you'll immerse yourself in a world where visionaries gather, blah, 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 etc. Now I can say, Hubert, you like this? We good with this one?
Mm-hmm.
Email to, please. Bam. And let's see what we get. And notice how it picks up Dr. Todd Snyder, all his credentials. Hardly anybody has credentials like this guy. So this is really important. And then there's a button. Here we go. Number 2, meet the change maker. Meet industry titans shaping the future at Disrupt. What if you can sit at the table with the pioneer changing the world and disrupt? You'll do just that. I've carefully selected speakers. Okay. So now he's not going to have a lot of other speakers. It's mostly going to be him. So I don't want that to be confusing. Excellent, except that Todd will be the main speaker with a couple of special guests only. Please adjust. Right? Just as I'm doing this, I just want to point out to everybody, all I have to do is see something that's not right and tell the tool what I need, and the tool will do it for me. Imagine learning directly from the trails later at Disrupt Dr. Todd Snyder. No, this is not right. Now it's wackadoodle on me. Dr. Todd Snyder will be front and center sharing his visionary. I'll be your primary guide. Can't say it like that. That's weird. Everybody got me on this? This is a weird construction here. We don't like this weird construction. We can't have the beginning be in third party and then switch to first party with Dr. Todd. Please fix. Notice I don't care about spelling errors. The tool is shaped to fix the spelling for me. All right, here we go. Dive deeper with me at Disrupt, exclusive insights awake. Imagine sitting right across as I pull back the curtain on the strategy that fuels success at Disrupt. I'm stepping out front, ready to share the game-changing insights. It's not just about hearing from me, though. I've invited a couple of special guests. Perfect. What's in store for you? Trailblade live demonstrations, emerging Q&A. Past Disrupt attendees call their experience life-changing. Remember, early bird savings ends June 15th, which is not true. Move on to email 3, although the early bird ends May 15th, not June 15th. Please adjust. Right? Hebe, why would we do the work when the tool can do most of it? And by the way, just for everybody, it's not that I'm not going to do any work, but I'm going to take this, put it into a Google Doc, and then polish it, right? TikTok time's running out. May 15th deadline looming. Now's your moment to step into the future. Disrupt isn't just an event. It's your gateway to a level of transformation you can't find anywhere else. Why you need to act now. You deserve to unlock new horizons. Limbic message. Looking forward to seeing you there. Great. Please make sure the final email has a lot of urgency and FOMO. Boom. Here we go. Number 4, coming up within a matter of 15 seconds. There we go. Done. Last chance to transform. Early bird ends tomorrow. Secure your spot now. This is it. Your final chance with early bird registration. And tomorrow's time to seize an opportunity won't come again. The stakes are high. The rewards are great. At Disrupt, you'll step beyond the ordinary and into a realm where possibilities transform into realities. I'll be there. Here's why you can't miss this. Immediate impact, elite access, unmatched savings. Deadlines tomorrow, May 15th. No time to wait. Do it. Hubert,
Yes,
now
sir.
I take all of this. I literally do a cut and paste. I pop it into a Google Doc. I polish it up. And I literally, within 6 minutes of this call ending, it'll be in the inbox of Todd Snyder for review. And a job which ordinarily would have taken half a day is now 15 minutes.
Exactly. And so the speed of this is incredible because getting, what is it they say, Bridge? Fast to fail. You want to be fast to get that input from whoever you're collaborating with, as opposed to, oh no, it's not ready yet, but and agonizing over it. You don't have to agonize. Let's just use the power of all of this to get multiple iterations and make it better that way.
And oh, by the way, interestingly, the client came to me in a conversation. We talk frequently. He's a really good about. He's the only dentist that is available by telephone of all of ours. Um, and we talk fairly often. And he said to me, I just don't know if we have enough time to be ready by June. Maybe we should push it to July. And I was able to respond because I knew how fast we can get stuff done using AI. Well, Todd, why don't we give it a shot and see? And if we don't get the response we need, we push it back by a month to give us some more time to do marketing. Now, it would have been a lot easier for me as an agency owner to say, that's a great idea, man. Let's give ourselves some more time, blah, blah, blah. But notice that doesn't serve the client. The client would rather have it done in June. So let's give it a shot. Use what we have to be able to iterate quickly and get stuff done in a way that really serves them. And I really believe that that is the way we should look at business moving forward. We can operate at the speed of thought.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a book written by a dude named Bill Gates, pretty smart dude, called Business at the Speed of Thought. I remember reading it about 20 years ago. It's great. So, all right, Hewitt, wrapping things up. I want to let you know,
Wrapping things up.
next week,
Are we meeting next week?
Mind Types
Ah,
After Dark. Oh, yeah,
we are.
baby.
That's
So
excellent.
next week on Thursday, the 8th, we will meet in the evenings, which will make it a little bit easier for Timothy and Kurt. Hopefully, gentlemen, I appreciate you showing up from very, very far away. And by the way, Singapore is definitely further than South Africa. Okay, by about
Okay, there
1,000.
you go.
All right. No, I'm sure if we went to Alaska and we said which is close, which is further from Alaska, then South Africa would be further. But from the East Coast, where Hubert is, it's Singapore. Okay, so 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, Thursday the 8th. We will convene again. Please show up and bring us your stuff. Go ahead, Hubert. I know you got something. I know you do.
Originally, you have to put your thinking cap on for this, okay? Put on your thinking cap. You got to visualize this one. What did 0 say to 8?
0, 7 to 8.
What did 0?
I have no idea.
What did 0 say to 8?
Folashade says, "You're twice as big as me."
Oh, nice belt.
God, forget about it. Okay, just forget about it. You guys need to do some work on this. All right, bro. Just saying. All right, people. Appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your week, a great weekend. We'll see you next week. And obviously, hit us up with whatever you got for us. Yeah, Jim, can you give us something better than this? I mean, send us something, man. This guy's terrible. All right. Love you all. Adios. Bye for now.